Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. It is our final Bazaar day of this season, which came up rather unexpectedly, or so it felt. It felt like it really made a difference not having that fourth Bazaar day this month. And we are just going to enter into our final week of the season after this, and then before you know it, it is going to be winter, and we are very close to wrapping up this project as a whole. Today's episode is going to be very much the same as last week's, and I'm sorry if it is a little bit repetitive in terms of content, but I am sort of running out of stuff to talk about at this point. So I'll give a little bit of a farm update, although there's not really much going on here. We're just gonna kill a bit of time before the bazaar. We'll sell a couple of things, and I do want to cook some more. Our recipe book is kind of one of the last things that I can work on as a goal, and that's why I've been working towards it, of course. So we're gonna cook a few more things today, and you can see that my fields are starting to empty out a little bit. This middle field here, I do have my yellow peppers that have come in, and they've given me, I think, 2 different yields. I've got 2 different qualities of yellow peppers as well. Some of these have gone through the windmill, and I've started to turn them into seeds. I harvested my cauliflower yesterday, my spinach. You can see that my carrots are all ready to go. And it'll just be my replenishing crops left, and I'll keep my fingers crossed that I'll be able to get a few more yields by the time the season is over. So should be able to pick all these yams today. I've got some eggplant ready to go. And I do have a little bit of inventory space here. Now, a lot of what I'm going to be selling at the bazaar are some of our recipes that we made last week, and then just a few miscellaneous items. And I would also like to have a look at some of these tea cans that I made using fruit from last season, my summer seasonal fruit. So I have cherry tea in a can, banana tea in a can, as well as apples from this season. And they've just kind of been sitting in my windmill, taking up space. And I made these for the sake of completion. I wanted to play around a little bit with the different things that I could do with the fruit. I can make these tea cans into cups of tea, and we can fill out a little bit more in our recipe book. So I am going to be doing that today. And fortunately for us, doing that will maintain the cost of the item. So I will not lose any money by doing that. And I do still have some fruit left over. And at this point, I can probably make some more tea cans, but I've been using my tea leaves mostly to make these pineapple tea cans, because as we saw at the previous bazaar, these are worth over $9,000 a piece, and I have managed to make a huge dent in what pineapples we had left. I am actually surprised that we managed to get down to the final 7. I do get 6 tea leaves at a time off of my plants, so I may only get 1 more harvest before the season is over. I may have to save a few of those tea leaves just in case I want to make some other teas with some other fruits that I haven't done yet. But these pineapple tea cans are going to be some real big money makers. But you can see that we have some of our desserts that we cooked last time, and then just a few sort of miscellaneous items here, along with a bunch of seeds. I've also been very hard at work converting all of my yams into yam seeds because it is crazy profitable to turn them into seeds, and I've also gone back to making some grass seeds. We are able to head on over to the bazaar now, but before we do that, let's go ahead and add a few things to our recipe book. We're just going to take all of our tea cans and convert them straight into cups of tea. And the reason that I didn't simply do this earlier in a previous cooking episode is because turning them into a cup of tea now gives them a freshness level, whereas when you have a can of tea leaves, it is preserved and it has no expiry date. So I wanted to sort of wait up until the last minute when I was ready to get rid of these things to make them into anything. And just a note about the cherry tea is that it is Antoinette's favorite gift. Huge bonus points if you give this to her as a gift, although at this point in the game, I'm not sure that that would be totally necessary unless you've completely neglected her. Maybe you're playing as a female farmer and you didn't pay attention to the bachelorettes and now you're wanting to befriend them. This would be a good gift for her. And all of these are going to fill up our other category in our recipe book, which is the most empty currently. I also have some green tea and some matcha tea. Now I do believe we have purchased the green tea from one of the stalls before and it is in our recipe book, but matcha tea is not. So we will also make a few cups of matcha tea and we'll bring those along with us. So off we go to the bazaar. We're going to get rid of our tea. We will sell some of our seeds as well. I've got lots more waiting for me over at the windmill. And then I will go back to cooking. There are also a few things that I would like to buy at today's bazaar, but not a lot, so we can stay here for most of the day. And I could go back to my house if I need to as well. So if we look at some of the prices of the things that we cooked last time, a lot of this stuff has a decent price tag on it. Not decent enough that I want to hold on to it and have it take up inventory space, but the teas are all extremely valuable. A lot of them are worth quite a bit of money, as you can see. I'm also going to sell off this herb cheese, which I won from the wine festival. I did attend that this year. My truffle is going to sell for a little bit less money because it's fairly fresh at this point, but I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that as well. And I will put out some seeds here, and we'll see how far we can get. Certainly not aiming for any kind of goal here, but I do think we can make a decent amount of money today, especially if we're going to be able to sell a lot of seeds. That would be great. We're already having a lot of success here. Managed to get rid of most of our food items right off the bat. And pretty soon, very shortly, we are going to be left with just seeds. And it is so ridiculously early in the day that it would not hurt for me to go on a return trip back to the house just to grab a few other things. Inventory management is still a bit of an issue because when hasn't it been for me, let's be honest. So if I can find a few more things that I failed to load into my rucksack to get rid of, then that would be fabulous. We made 77k in a very short period of time, and that felt completely effortless as well, which is even better. And it's still super early in the day, so I am going to run home real quickly. I'm trying to do a mental checklist of what might actually be at my house that I could still sell without having to spend too much time in my inventory. Oh, this cheesecake, we forgot about that. This egg rice bowl, the chocolate bananas. There's actually quite a few things in here that I can get rid of, which is amazing. We have some cheese that's starting to turn. We can go ahead and sell those as well. And I could move some of my crops and my other things that have a freshness level into storage so that we don't run into the issue of them starting to turn and go bad. I also made more stewed apples just because I have so many apples to use up. So just out of curiosity, I'm going to bring 5 of these with me because I want to see what they sell for. And then I think that will be okay for now. I don't want to spend too much time humming and hawing because you can really spend quite a bit of time in the inventory without even realizing it. I will quickly just have a look here at my windmills and then go back. There might be some more seeds that I can grab, even though it's probably not necessary to do so. I should also grab this olive oil while I'm here because I am going to want to use this for cooking. And it will stop me from having to come back here anyways. So 2 o'clock, wasted about 2 hours. Like I said, if you're not completely 100% prepared, going in knowing exactly what you want, sometimes you can kind of use up quite a bit of time with the decision-making part of things, but kind of nice at this point that we're really not in any huge rush. If we can get rid of some more of our items, that'll be great. Our egg rice bowl that we made last time is worth a decent amount of money. Chocolate banana, not worth a lot, so we'll go ahead and sell those. Stewed apple, a decent amount of money, but I'd rather just turn the apples into tea cans if I can, or use them in other desserts, I think. So a lot of the stuff that we cooked is okay. That's why it's good to get rid of it. Really nothing that is mind-blowing, nothing worth keeping. We will keep our inventory clear so we can stockpile things that are a little bit more valuable. And I think this is only the second customer who has spoken to us. And the third here is going to buy our chocolate banana for double the price. Thank you very much. So another day where the customers haven't been too friendly with us. They've just been here to get down to business. They have been purchasing what they want to purchase and then moving on their way. I also am remembering looking at my stand right now that I completely forgot to put out seeds. I was wondering why it was kind of looking a little bit empty. It took my brain a little moment to catch up. But we've surpassed 100k in sales, and we can definitely stay here for another 2 or 3 hours and just try to get rid of as much as we can. The shopping portion of this really shouldn't take that long. Although, to be fair, I guess if I'm doing that, this is more of a full Bazaar day than my usual half Bazaar day. And it kind of cuts into the cooking time a little bit. But that's okay. I do think it is a good idea to make a little bit of money and just clean out the inventory and get rid of some of this stuff. Now at this point, because I only really have seeds left, this would be the time to kind of pack it up a little bit early, a few hours early, and head on back to the house. But not before Grandpa is gonna come and snatch up a bunch of our seeds, which is absolutely perfect. Love you, Grandpa. I really wish that your grandchildren would call you more often. You poor, lonely, very wealthy man. Alright. Well, we didn't make a ton of money because we didn't have a huge bag of yellow pepper seeds. I think we only had 30 or 35 of them. Not a lot of money there, but still good just to get rid of them. And I will stop it right there. We've got a nice, satisfying number at the very top to look at, $142,600. I'm gonna stop at Chen's first because, believe it or not, I have been burning through quite a bit of oil. Even though I bought extra last time and didn't think that I was going to need it. Spoiler alert, I ended up needing it. So we're gonna buy 25 more of those from him. I'm going to check Claire's stall, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't have anything for me this week. Last week it was Nellie, this time it's Claire who doesn't have anything for us, but it was worth swinging by anyways, just in case I was overlooking something. Joan has one recipe for us. This is a dessert dish. And I want to say that I could have made that, but every little bit that we don't have to do ourselves is really helpful, so I'll take it. And then over here at Nellie's stall, she has an item that I was looking to make on my own. And I definitely can still make this at home on my own and get a higher quality honey cake. However, buying it from her and not making it myself is going to save me a little bit of that very precious finite flour that I have at home. So we are going to buy it from her because all we're really looking to do is unlock the recipe. And then lastly, she also has cherry wine in a glass. We'll buy that as well. That wine is quite pricey. I probably could have bought more of these and sold them back for a decent amount of money, but I'm not really worried about it at this time, so we're just going to buy the one. Managed to pick ourselves up a few recipes here at the Bazaar, and we will make some more over at our own kitchen. Lloyd also has nothing, although I do have to be a little bit mindful if I am going to go through with another huge Bazaar day in the winter season. I do want to make sure that he's going to sell me some ore that I need, because I have nothing currently except for some silver. I think we've got a few minutes left. I did admittedly spend a little bit more time at the Bazaar than I kind of wanted to today, but we did do a little bit of cooking at the beginning of this video. So we will just cook up a few more things. And the very first thing that I am going to cook up is the final item to complete our salad category, which is really exciting. We're actually going to have a category that will be completely finished. And that is what I wanted my olive oil for. I had to wait until fall so that we could get yellow peppers. We're going to combine a yellow pepper with some olive oil. And we get some paprika marinade. And if we go and look at our recipe book, you can see that the salad category is completed. Yay! I wasn't sure, to be honest, if we were ever going to have the opportunity to finish up any category because onions are used in so many recipes. But fortunately for us, we were able to buy a few of the ones that we were missing, such as the onion salad, and then pretty much everything else we were able to make. And then I will knock a few really easy recipes out of the way that I'm honestly surprised that I haven't done yet. I think I kind of just forgot about them, or my sights were on more complicated recipes. The first is just to put an apple in on its own, and we can make ourselves some apple jam. That is our second jam recipe. It's been a long time since we've made jam, because we used strawberries all the way back in spring. And then just milk on its own. Which, how have I not done that yet? And you can use any kind of milk. Regular milk, Jersey milk, golden Jersey milk, whatever it is that you want. But I would recommend just using regular milk for this. My understanding is the value will not go up based on the type of milk that you use, only the quality. So if you're using a more expensive or rare milk, you're wasting your money doing that. So just like that, we've added 2 more recipes. A lot of the stuff has actually been very simple to make today, 1 ingredient recipes. And now we have to make those very hard decisions about what to cook with our dwindling supply of flour. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself some bread. And then I'm going to combine said bread with some of my remaining chocolate that I have here in storage to make ourselves some chocolate fondue. And I guess, seeing as how we've stuck to some very simple recipes this time, I have 1 more recipe that is a little bit more simplistic. The rest of what I have is a little bit more complicated. Let's go ahead and use up 1 more serving of flour and then combine it with some of our curry powder. And that will give us a curry dumpling. So there you go. I don't know exactly how many recipes I added, but that was still probably close to 10 when we look at the 4 or 5 different tea recipes that we made, the jam, the milk, and then the final salad and the curry dumpling. We no longer have to worry about salads. Soup, unfortunately, I do not believe we're able to finish this category off because we don't have access to some of the crops that are required. Getting awfully close at finishing off our appetizers. Wow, 54 of 61, which is incredible. 33 of 57 main dishes. Still a work in progress, but not too shabby considering where we started, where we were really struggling to really make anything else besides just a plain omelet. And then considering that we've also started on our dessert category fairly recently, I would say, 28 of 39 dessert recipes is also not too shabby. And then we have 29 of 59 recipes in our other category. Still a work in progress, but it is better than it was. And hopefully the ladies will continue to sell us some of this wine that we don't have access to at the bazaar. And I will keep my eye out for more recipes as we head into winter. I'm not going to do kind of a end of month total like I do at the end of the season. I think we're going to just segue right into winter. We're getting so close to the end of the game anyways that I think it would be better just to do a end of game total where I have a look at my assets. And winter, the first bazaar of the winter season, is a week away anyways, which is about how long I've been spacing out these episodes. So I am going to finish up the fall season and head into winter. We will check out what winter has for us. Hopefully we can continue to work on our recipes and just kind of finish the game up because there's very little left to talk about at this point. We do have some new things that are coming up in the wintertime that I do want to talk about. So for now, I am just going to keep carrying on, finish up the season, and prepare myself for the final cold season of the year once again. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.